Sammy, good morning once again. Sammy, the issue of buffer stock. Let me just take you quickly through how the buffer stock even came up. I think sometime, I don't know the specific date, but under the regime of Professor Mills, there were complaints and concerns about farmers having their excess productions going waste. And so there was this decision to set up an institution that can, go for the, excess and make sure that we limit or reduce the wastage, food wastage. And that was how buffer stock came up. I don't really know if the setup was directly in link with this free food for school children, because I know under the Mills Mahama regime, they actually gave some food to some school children as well. But I don't know if buffer stock was in charge of this. Fast forward, buffer stock has now become the source of food supply to the secondary schools. And often we have had these complaints from the contractors that they have not been paid. There have been issues about, corruption around this, what's the name, the feed for school, the school feeding for the SHS. And if you recall, it led to this banter between Madam Koresh Kashiga and then Adwa Safo, which has culminated into this brouhaha between them among the majority side. Sammy, buffer stock over the period, at least under the MPP government, has become a major conduit for corruption. And I don't usually do this, but I can tip you. I can give you a hint that it is a den of corruption, and some of the corrupt activities there will shake your head.
Like?
Well, if you even, like I said, I don't usually do this. I don't talk about things that are underway. But what I'm saying is that if you recall, even what Sami Ablakwa, Honorable Sami Ablakwa, the issue they raised.
No, but Dave, to be fair, you just described the buffer stock company as a den of corruption. And so far, you haven't highlighted any of the issues that links to corruption.
Well, I said to you that I don't usually do this.
Yes.
I will be vindicated by what I'm telling you.
Then you should not have mentioned it in the first place, because if you, for instance, Dave, if you tell me that I'm a corrupt guy, and then you don't give me any example of the kind of corrupt practice that I've been engaged in, now catch him, so subsequently there's going to be some revelations, and so you would be vindicated. I won't buy it. So if you describe the place as a den of corruption,
so what do you want me to do?
I want to understand what you know, the cases you know.
I am saying that it is corruption that has led to what we are seeing at buffer stock.
Okay.
Monies have been paid, and I'm surprised, even the minority. Sometimes they need to look into some of these things. Most of the things that are happening, monies that have been sent to these institutions, how they use these monies need accounting for in Parliament. And I ask if they actually look into these books. Buffer stock has been mentioned, if you recall, recently in the audit report. So if you're asking me for evidence, I just presume you have forgotten about that report. it was mentioned as there was corruption-related issue there. You can check.
Yeah.
So there's so much corruption going on there. Now, why would they not pay contractors that they have given contracts? People who are supposed to supply stuff, if it is under them. I have a bit of a problem about buffer stock being in charge of a petty thing like buying sardine for schools. I have a problem with it. Why the schools cannot be allowed to contract their private contractors so that there will be transparency about it. They can choose who give them the best offer and the best quality, and it's left in the hands of a certain buffer stock.
Maybe
it's my worry, but that's my concern.
Maybe government or maybe state wants to trace everything so that we know that as far as it is food to Happy FM, all issues that relate to food and everything, this company or this institution is the one in charge. It makes accounting and everything related to it easier. Wow. Rather than to say that, okay, this company, Happy FM, maybe David is supplying Happy FM with water, this and that, and then you bring tomato and all of those things. Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I still wouldn't agree to that, because we understand what procurement is. Some of these contracts did not even go through tender. And like I said, it's a work in progress. So you get to know. But if you were asking for evidence to support my claim of corruption there, you have it in the Auditor General's report.
Let me just read a few headlines reported in the Auditor General's report. Buffer stock engaged 99 unlicensed firms to supply food under free SHS. Auditor General directs National Food Buffer Stock Company Limited CEO to refund some amount of money for over-invoicing. Audit report, NAFCO storekeeper to account for 1,670 bags of rice, and several other publications when it references the audit report of the Auditor General. And we may proceed.
Yeah. So I don't really understand what my friend Obin was talking about when he said that the Honorable Atufosin and the minority shouldn't go there with a camera for journalists. I don't think anything restricts them from doing so, particularly if it aids their work in unraveling what is going on there. Because I'm sure, probably they know that they have released enough money for those people to be paid. And if they are not being paid, to want to acquaint yourself with what is going on there, cannot be a crime. So I think that you want to give another advice to another Atufosin. But the fact is that what is happening at buffer stock shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening, not because the people don't deserve their pay, but if the right thing is being done. The people who go there and sit there, they know that when you contract with government or you contract with any institution, there are terms of the contract. Government or the contractor, the person who is taking the supply, need to pay for. If government has breached that supply, and it's because, as he said, they do not have the money to, then they know where to go. But in there is a story. All those contractors sitting there, how they got their contract is a story. So I won't go too much into this. What it is that the minority should not just leave it at the point where cameras, journalists go take picture. Minority has visited the
that's what
people.
They were looking for.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure that's what they're looking for. I think that there's a longer journey from where we are now. So I hope that they take it up from here and do what they are supposed to do as the representatives of the people. National Buffer Store need to be probed. What has happened to the Auditor General's report as we speak? What has happened with the issues raised regarding award of contract to unlicensed companies? What has happened to the issue of awarding contract without procurement following due procurement procedures? All need to be investigated. And if I was the government right now, I would be thanking the minority. But we need to see the end of this. Somebody needs to get the Auditor General's report and look into it, ask questions. The, what's the name? Special prosecutor. He should be looking there. The busy Attorney General, Yoko, they should be looking there and stop the political persecutions.